Guys, and welcome back to FPL Journey. I'm just going to review Game Week 24 before going into my Game Week 25 thoughts. If you enjoy my videos, please like and subscribe. That would really help this wee channel grow. Last week I had a small red arrow. I had 51 points, which is just above average, but unfortunately led to a small red arrow down to about 350,000. So yeah, game went okay. I think the major thing is if I had captain Rashford over Haaland, it would have had major upside. But I didn't, so it is what it is. Mitrovic obviously didn't play. But yeah, I mean, it was an okay game week. But unfortunately, I dropped a little bit of rank. So moving forward into game week 25, what are my thoughts? So my thoughts initially were I would love to have both Saka and Salah for this week. So I've thought about trying to get those guys in. Now with De Bruyne's illness this week, and obviously his price point, he would obviously be the obvious person that I would have to take out to get Salah in. To get Salah and then Saka, I would need a Arsenal spot. So to get him in, that would mean I would have to do that. Now that leaves me with 2.5 million that I would need to find, purely due to the price difference between the players, Martinelli to Saka being the big one, and that means I would probably have to sacrifice Mitrovic, which, considering the fact we don't know whether he's going to play, wouldn't be the worst thing, but it would mean that I would have to go Mitrovic. I would like to go down to Nanto, but I still can't even afford that. So it will be a case of going right the way down to Greenwood. Which for me, obviously he might play and he might get some game time. He has been playing a bit in recent weeks, but he's not going to be a 90-minute man. He's normally a bit of a bit part sub, so he's not really a guy that you want to have. Maybe one for future years. So although this is good, I get both Saka and Salah in, I'm effectively losing a player. So what is my thoughts and how to combat this? So what I was thinking of going Salah to Gakpo. Oh, that's still obviously on forwards. So Salah to Gakpo. So that allows me then to swap this Mitrovic spot, and I can actually upgrade it to a Darwin, which, obviously it means that I'm getting an extra game week out of all the players. So I'm getting an extra game week out of obviously the De Bruyne spot, although he has Bournemouth, so that's a very good fixture. So I'm quite sad that to be missing that fixture. If De Bruyne plays, he can definitely do big damage in that fixture. But I feel like with Gakpo, I'm getting two fixtures. Yes, he's a bit of a risk because he's only new to Liverpool. Yoda's available as well, I think. But he seems to have been gradually growing and building, and ever since game week 20, he's got good enough minutes, and in the last two game weeks, he started picking up points from getting goal scoring returns. So it's starting to look like Gakpo could become a player, and Darwin was seeing him the other night against Real Madrid. He got the points, and yeah, he started to pick up points again. He had an assist against Everton and a goal against Newcastle. He had the goal against Real Madrid, and I'm hoping that'll really help his confidence. And I feel like he is a little bit of a confidence player, because whenever he does get points, he seems to start getting points in a wee run, as we can kind of see here throughout the season. Whenever he gets points, he kind of does it in a wee bit of a run. So I'm hoping he will go on a run and get some points for me in these Palace and Wolves game. So that's what I'm thinking right now. That would leave me with three players out. And you know what? I'm just going to go wild and make these transfers right now. I'm taking a -4 hit. It's a bit wild, but I feel like it's probably maybe the right thing to do. And I'm just going to hit pick team. Arrizabalaga against Tottenham or Ward against Arsenal. I'm going for the Tottenham fixture. I am going to get Darwin on the pitch for Trippier, obviously. I'm going to get Bueno on the pitch. And I'm going to get Andreas on the pitch. So I have a full non-playing 3-player bench there. And then I'm going to go with Saka as my captain, and I'm going to make Darwin my vice captain. Yeah, that's going to be my team. I mean, doubts, there's quite a lot of doubts. I'm really hoping Bueno plays for the 2 games. Obviously he is a 3.9 million player, so to actually change him is difficult. Next week I am thinking, if White doesn't get minutes this week, I'm thinking of swapping White, straight swap to Gabriel. Either that, or I might try and start saving transfers, because as has been announced, there's a blank game week 28, and as we can see here on screen, we have games that, you know, may be affected is Brentford, Leicester, Brighton, Man United, Liverpool, Fulham, Man City, West Ham, and Southampton, Spurs, and Wolves and Leeds. So we can see from this wee graphic on Fantasy Football Scout who could be missing games. So it's going to be important to have a full playing bench if we possibly can, so that we can rotate as much as possible. But also, after this blank game week, we also have double game weeks for these teams. So you have the double of Villa, which is Chelsea, Leicester. I mean, I'm just going to let you guys read that because there's no point in me going through it all. But yeah, there's about 12 teams doubling there. And also you have a little tiny double of Brighton and Brentford, I think it is, as well. I think that might be game week 27. So those 2 sides are actually doubling twice, but they are likely to both possibly be missing for game week 28. So you could have a double 27, both a blank 28, and then double 29. So it is a real thought as to bringing in the likes of Tony, March, Matoma. You know, those guys really have to be in your thinking for game week 27, game week 29. But it's how you actually have as much of a playing side as possible in that game week 27, or game week 28, sorry, and even how you use your chips during that stage, whether you decide to take a free hit, whether you decide to just try and get as much of a playing squad as possible. But yeah, that's going to be me. I'm going to wrap up with that on screen, and I'm going to save that team and hope for the best. So if you've enjoyed this video, again, please like and subscribe. I feel like that was a huge punt that I've just taken today. -4 punt. I feel like I'm hugely missing out in the fact that I don't have Salah, and I feel kind of sick about that. But, you know, I'm confident that, you know, Gakpo and Darwin was probably going to be better than Salah and Greenwood. I'd rather have 2 playing players, because that's 4 games, rather than Salah, who's only going to play 2 games, and Greenwood, who wouldn't play any, really. So that's the way it is. This is what's happening, and I am still thinking I might actually go Bueno to Kilman just so I can actually get a playing player in there. But I mean, I might decide that closer to the game week, and that would be a -8 hit, which is kind of huge, and don't really want to make that much of a hit. But yeah, we'll see how we go. I might just save the money in case I decide to do a White to Gabriel transfer next week, or for other transfers that may happen. So yeah, hope you have a great week and your team does well, and please like and subscribe, and let me know what you're doing down in the comments. Peace.